Hey everyone, it's Pat from Pat Music. We're doing another comment of the day video. So again, if you have anything that you're wondering about guitar or about learning music in general, about training your ear, about theory, leave a comment below and it'll be featured in the next video. But let's dive right on in. Today's question coming from Muhammad Ali. Hey Pat, really excited about the new series. Here's my question. How can I start to learn to play by ear? I'm a complete beginner when it comes to playing by ear, but I feel like it is an important skill that I must hone to take my playing to the next level. Really appreciate your work, man. Thank you very much for the kind words. Okay, so when you're first starting out, you've got so many things to worry about. You've got so many things on this hand. Even just holding a pick can be tricky to get started with. You've got all these fingers here, then you've got all these strings to worry about, then controls if you're playing electric, keeping guitar in tune, so many things. When you're first starting out, the best thing you can do to start training your ear is just to keep your guitar in tune. But before I continue with that, at the end of this video, there's actually 4 examples for ear tuning. So hang around till the end and I'll actually play some riffs and some songs and I'll show you how you can start to work them out by ear. So this one video has got everything that you need in it. So the first thing you can do if you're starting out is just keep your guitar in tune. Now I know that sounds silly, but so many people don't do it. Whenever you pick up your guitar to practice, even if it's only for 10 minutes, even if you tuned yesterday, tune every day. The reason why, because you might think, I don't need to do it. It sounds pretty good to me. You know, it's probably in tune. Always check the tuning. And the reason why is the more you play your instrument, the more your ear gets used to that certain sound. So if you have all of your strings, if they're slightly out of tune, then you'll play a chord. I mean, this is an octave effect, so it's gonna sound a little bit weird. Let's turn that effect off. That's a bit better. So if you get used to that sound and all of your strings are slightly out, then it's still gonna sound like it's in tune because the chord is gonna work. But if you're not aware that each string is slightly flat or detuned, then your ear is getting used to that pitch. And the problem with that is when it comes time to sort of learning other instruments, learning songs by ear, you're gonna have a harder time sort of hearing if they're in tune or not. Now, learning to play songs by ear is really, it's a lifelong thing. The more you do it, the better you become at it. But if it's something that you're not practicing, then it's gonna take you even longer. So what I would do is I would start with songs by the Beatles. Now you might think, the Beatles, they're so old, blah, blah, blah. The Beatles have so many songs, great songs, written with just maybe 4 chords. But the cool thing is about the Beatles is often the bridges go off on these tangents and they get a little bit harder. So I would start with the Beatles because there's often going to be the same 4 chords repeating again and again and again. And all I would do is just pick one string on the guitar, to stick with the thickest string and just try and find out what the chords are doing. Okay, let's change the patch. Let's work out a better tone. Okay, so let's say that you're listening to a Beatles tune and one goes like this. Can you remember the song? Leave a comment below if you know it. So you're listening along to the tune. Now, the chords for that song that I was playing is I was playing a D major chord, then I was putting my pinky on there for a D sus4, taking my pinky off, and then the other chord was C major. But if you didn't know that, all that I would do is to start with, I would just grab a sheet of paper and I would just draw lines like this, okay? So all that means is your first chord starts here. The second chord, does it sound like it's drastically up in pitch, down in pitch, or does it sort of stay the same? I would say it sort of stays the same and maybe goes slightly up for the D sus4. Now the reason why you're drawing these lines even before you pick up your guitar is because it's just going to start training your ear to hear the difference when something goes up in pitch or down in pitch. Once you can do that, then you've got 4 chords. You know that it starts here, goes up, goes down, that sort of thing. Then pick up your guitar and just play 1 string and 1 fret. So when you hear those chords going along, a lot of D notes, right? So even if you didn't know where the D was on the E string, just play each fret. No, not that one. No. Nope. Nope. Yes. So the idea is that while those D chords are going on, you're trying to play just 1 note to match the root of the chord. Hear how when they react, they sort of gel together? So that's what you'll be doing. Find some Beatles songs, go onto YouTube, listen along, and just try and just find the bass note of the chord, the root note of the chord. That's really what you're doing. But ear training is something that is so important, because later on when you're sort of soloing and you've got sort of these ideas in your head and you can hear them, it's going to be so much easier if you can hear what's in your head and translate that to your guitar, rather than just thinking, okay, I'm going to play fret 5, maybe fret 7, go up to fret 9, maybe cheeky 8, that sort of thing. So just developing your ear, doing all of these sorts of things will really help your soloing, and even just your writing later on. You might be sort of writing a song and thinking, okay, well, I'm not feeling the best today, I want to write a bit of a sad song. Okay, so you want a minor chord then. But maybe later on, the song gets a little bit happier, so you switch to a major. So having a good ear can help with that as well. So I'm going to give you 4 different examples within this video, and I'm not going to tell you what chords. I'm going to blank the screen, start off exactly the same thing. It's just going to be, I'll do 4 songs with 4 different chord examples, maybe a riff as well, but write down on a piece of paper, starting note, next, does it go up, does it go down, does it stay the same? Then pick up your guitar and go from there. So you know that if it stays the same for 4 times in a row, then you're just looking for one note. If it maybe starts on one note and goes lower, lower again, you know you're heading in that direction. If it goes higher then lower, then you might have a little bit of running around to do. But give these examples a go and let me know how you go below. But otherwise, leave a comment if there's something else you want to know, and I'll see you again soon. Let's hear those examples.